Poet and Ponder, and I'm back with another video. Yo, please come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you know each and every time I do lives or I post uploads. I hope y'all all doing well. Listen, y'all know we here talking about Kanye West again. We're gonna talk about Kanye West, the 21st century top female artist. You know, Nicki was the #1 female artist on that list. There was some follow-ups after that as well. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it, but I want to start this off talking about Kanye West. Another day, another lash out, crash out, you know? So today, Kanye West was pretty much talking again about Playboy Cardi. He was also mentioning Kim Kardashian and Jay-Z. So I just wanted to bring y'all up to speed in regards to what Kanye West, what he was, first, what he kind of started talking about before he went into the whole Kim Kardashian thing, right?
Yo, so I had to add this clip in. So Kanye West, from yesterday to today, he's making it clear that he's saying F-U-C-K Virgil. Now, Virgil, I think his last name is Abel. Well, anyway, he worked for Louis Vuitton, and before it was announced that he was going to, work with Louis Vuitton, he let Kanye West know, like moments before. Kanye West is letting it be known that he feels betrayed by Virgil. He named a list of people, Big Sean, Jay-Z, a lot of different other people who he felt betrayed by. But I just feel like the character of Kanye West is so, to me, it's like he had all that Jesus walks and Jesus talks and all of that in Sunday service, but to me it gets very demonic, because how you disrespecting a man who's in the ground, like you appearing here right here, you was his friend, you hugged up and close with him eye to eye. It's just you got to be careful of the Kanye West types in the world, because they will appear as a friend and they will dog you and tear you down. I just wanted to insert this.
So Kanye West went online and he said, I love Jay-Z and I do feel bad. I always felt like the black sheep, like I wanted family in the music-ish. I'd run on stages thinking I was doing the right thing, and will always be a slight. And it will always be a slight. Hove not coming to my first wedding, him putting Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl, so he feels some sort of way about that over me. Even us not being invited to Ish, taking jabs about my red hat. On Donda, I felt like him and his wife could have helped me have more leverage with my kids. They could have used their cultural position to not just watch the Kardashians run me over. Ish hurts, so F both of them, because when I needed them, it was F me, right? I just want to say this. Kanye West, man, you are almost 50 years old. When are you going to stand up and stand on your own? Why is it that you know what? I hate to say this word because it's overused, but Kanye West is a classic narcissist. He's a narcissist. He is the proverbial victim in every situation. That's what narcs do. They're the victim in every situation when they're really not. Now, you chose to mess with the Kardashians. What you say on Gold Digger? You get all this money and leave the black girl for a white one? What you say? You did this, Kanye. And what's crazy to me is your obsession, and this is why Iggy Azalea had to expose some low-key tea on you, right? And then, he came back saying something about like all these FAGG ass N-words. Watch the Kardashians run me over with my kids. Cardi's just a sweet kid, but he crossed the line. And now I'm gonna do everything I can to legally burn this N-word. Talking about Cardi, right? Chamber, I am the top of all these N-words. You never crossed the Don. I am the worst enemy to have. And he posted all of these videos looking crazy, deranged, like he was off his meds. Listen, I honestly felt bad for Kanye West, because I felt like he did have a moment of transparency when he was talking about unaliving himself, feeling that way since his mother was gone. And I don't take that light at all, right? But what he said about the Carter kids, Jay-Z and Beyonce kids yesterday, it was horrible, right? So I want to tell y'all what Iggy Azalea said, and I told y'all my personal sentiments about Kanye West. He had a very candid interview. Transparency was being delivered, and was it with Barbara Walters on 2020? And he said that when he was raised with his mother, he acted like a girl and people thought he was gay, and now he calling everybody the F word, the F bombs. And then, another thing, Kanye West is just manipulative. But I want to read this to you, what Iggy Azalea said, and then I'm going to further, go into what I want to say. So Iggy Azalea said, it's crazy how much I actually know about that man and the things I could say. Thankfully, I'm nice and don't want to involve people who don't deserve to be mixed in this manic episode. Calling Kanye West manic, that's crazy. But let's keep it cute, because I know who you send your penis pictures to, and it's weird fantasies you have to share with other men. Wow, most of Hollywood does. It's not a very well kept secret, and I'm pretty sure she know T on him, T on Playboy Cardi. This is why I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. Kanye West is obsessed with Playboy Cardi. He's obsessed with him. You see how he keep calling his name and calling his name, and I just want to know what does he believe that these online rants are going to materialize into. I just really want to know, what do you think is going to come of all of this? Because every day it's like a new crash out. Every single day. Then he goes away for a little while. Then he comes back. You know, they said he dropped his new album, The Bully or whatever. I didn't even have the energy to even listen to the project. I honestly brung it up yesterday, put the password into the site or whatever, and I kind of played it, and I just didn't even really, I didn't have the bandwidth to even deal with it because he just served up so much. But the next thing I want to talk about what he did was he accused Kim Kardashian and the mama of sex trafficking his children. If that is the lowest blow, I wrote under his status when he wrote that, I said, you're going to allow Kim to take these kids and get full custody. Why would you accuse her of trafficking your children? That is just nutty to me. And why would you even put that on your kid's name? Your kids is going to see that years later. So I just couldn't believe that he said that, right? So let me get to one of these tweets that he said. He said in regards to the trafficking. He posted a picture of his baby. I'm not really familiar with all of his baby's names. If you know it, I'm not going to even put it on the screen because I'm not posting a picture of this child. He said, as a father, this made me cry, uncomfortable to see countless pictures of this of my children placed inside their phones. This was on Chicago Screensaver. I am 100% convinced that my children are being SCX trafficked. They're in a sex trafficking ring. The grandmother signed them up for this, and that's defamation too. He ain't say her name, but come on, Kanye. Come on. Yesterday is the Carters. And listen, and what I understand from a narcissist, which I believe Kanye West fully is, they will destroy everything. They will attempt to destroy your reputation when people are really looking at them like they're crazy. You understand? Like, why you got to say she's trafficking your kids? It's like, you know that, like, listen, he may think it's as actual factual. He started posting all these screenshots of text messages and all that too. I just like Kanye. Ooh, like some people feel like this is a publicity stunt. Now, I think that whole Just Hilarious and the Breakfast Club thing is a publicity stunt. I ain't even going into that because it's like a rabbit hole I don't even really feel like going down, you know? But as it pertains to Kanye West, very sick man to even say that about your kids. You would listen, you know what? When people start building a case, this is what Kim Kardashian and her lawyers is doing right now. They're building a case to get sole custody. And I just hope that Kanye West don't do anything crazy like unalive himself or attempt to, being that he mentioned it and saying that he thought about it so much. I hope he doesn't because listen, man, this is just crazy. So I want you to get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole Kanye West crash out tirade going at Jay-Z and Beyonce, and then coming back today saying he loved them, saying that he wished they helped them out, use their cultural impact with the Kardashians. That's your life. You're a grown man. What you need, a handout, or you know what I'm saying? He want the Megan Thee Stallion treatment. You know how I told y'all they treat Megan Thee Stallion like they godchild or something. He want the Megan Thee Stallion treatment. So get in the comments and I want to move on. Next thing I want to talk about is the situation with Donald Trump and the talk of the segregation is going to be mainly affected in the federal sector with federal contracted facilities, restaurants, things like that, right? So I seen this floating around the internet and it says segregated facilities are no longer explicitly banned for federal contracts. So that means that if you go to a restaurant that's federally contract, they have the right to say no blacks. Or if it's a black-owned federally contract restaurant, they have the right to say no whites, or whoever it is that they choose to. Right? So after the recent change by the Trump administration, the federal judge no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. So now, tonight I was already looking up different places that I was trying to find different places that like what restaurants are federally contracted restaurants. I couldn't really find any. I'm pretty sure it's a list somewhere and I will find them, right? So the segregation clause is one of the several identified in a public memo issued by the General Service Administration last month, affecting all civil agencies. The memo explains that it is making changes prompted by President Trump's executive order, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, which repealed the executive order signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965, right? So it says, while there is still state and federal laws that outlaw segregation, this is strictly for federal contracted restaurants, facilities, things like that, right? So while there's still state and federal laws that outlaw segregation and discrimination that companies need to comply with, legal experts say that this change to contracts across the federal government is significant. I want to know how y'all feel about that, right? So again, if you go to a federally contracted restaurant, whether and people I know, they don't drink out of water faucets or anything like that. Everybody's drinking bottled water nowadays, yeah, but just imagine that though. You can go to a federally contracted, whether it's a bar or a restaurant, and they can kick you out. Now, what I want to, or they could, not service you. What I want to say is that when I speak to older people, like my mom's age, 70s, 65, 60s, 70s and up, a lot of them actually want segregation. They want separate but equal. Like my uncle, every time I see him and I go back to New York, he always talks about that. How he wished that, he said he felt like things were good under, when things were segregated. Now, I do believe that segregation, in certain ways, it delegates people to certain areas and subjugates people to certain areas. I believe this. Now, we know, listen, if you ever lived in a place like Texas, I never experienced this in New York, but there are certain communities, like certain area subdivisions and like areas where it's like mostly black people, like progressive push, black people pushing for owning homes, and crime is everywhere. But what I want to say is, it's just like, I've never seen that until I moved here to Texas. So while I like to see a mixture of people, I wouldn't listen if they wanted to take segregation across the board, and as it stands, I really wouldn't care as long as it was like a separate but equal. But at the same time, I do love everybody, and I don't have any issues. But I just find it strange, and I really want to know what you feel about that. Like, why would they put that even on the federal level, like with federal contracted restaurants, facilities, and water fountains? Like, why would they say that they have the right to basically discriminate? That's interesting to me. So I just wanted to drop that in this video. Let's move on. The last thing I want to talk about is this Billboard's 21st century pop stars, right? So Nicki Minaj was the #1 female rapper on this list. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this floating around on the internet and all of that. Let's just get into some of the top women, the top 20 women, right? Taylor Swift came in at #1. Can y'all believe Rihanna came in at #2? Rihanna came in at #2 over Beyonce. Now, Rihanna has been inactive pretty much for the past decade musically. Well, she dropped like some soundtrack music here. She had one song, right? Was it one soundtrack song? 2 Seconds, Lift Me Up? That was one song, right? So she's #2 over Beyonce. Ooh, baby, I'm a rock star. Ooh, babe, that's crazy. Beyonce #3, Adele #4, and this is all based off, they said that this is based off Billboard charts, because I have a comment to make after this. Adele #4, Katy Perry #5, Lady Gaga #6, Pink #7. Pink is fire. She always stay afloat, and she drops here and there or whatever. Ariana Grande #8, Miley Cyrus #9, Alicia Keys #10. Shout out to Alicia Keys. I'm kind of wondering, how did she get here for the 21st? Alicia Keys put numbers on the board, but as of late, she really hasn't. So that's interesting. Kelly Clarkson #11. All right. Mariah Carey is #12. Carrie Underwood is #13. Billie Eilish #15. Nicki Minaj #16 as the first female rapper. Destiny's Child #17. SZA #18. Avril Lavigne #19, and Christina Aguilera #20. So Nicki top billing, chilling. No matter what they say, Nicki's still top billing. Yo, do y'all understand that this year is 2025? 2026 will be the year that, well, the Nicki drop Playtime is over. I know she's been bubbling since, like, doing her thing 2006. Next year, 20 years of the girl been having motion moving, right? So let's talk about these female rappers that's on the list. I want to talk about that as well. So Nicki Minaj is the #1 female rapper. After that comes Doja Cat. I was so happy to see Doja Cat over Cardi B, because she's more talented. I don't care about the Billboard hits and charts. See, this is Billboard, so this is generated based off the charts. Yeah, Doja Cat snapped that. Yep, she did. She right under Nicki, where she, where she's supposed to be. Under Doja Cat is Cardi B, coming in at #3. #4 is Missy Elliott. #5 is Lizzo. #6 is Megan Thee Stallion, the one who sit that down Julio by the gallon. She got that Chicas Divaditas to go with the fajitas. Cinco de Mayo coming up. I bet you she do some. I bet you Megan do some sort of promo for Chicas Divaditas just to go with the fajitas. Yep. And then after that is Eve. Who's that girl? La 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 la. So Eve is number 7, top female rapper. Iggy Azalea is number 8. And can you believe Little Kim is number 9? Now earlier I put this tweet up on my page and I was just like, how is Little Kim number 9? Little Kim should be ranked over Cardi B based on impact. Cardi only had push from the streams and all of that, and they made it seem as though that she was something big. I think that this should be based off impact, and Cardi B does not have impact on the black women like she thinks she does. She just doesn't. Like, I know that a lot of them cape for her, but I'm talking about like just legendary, like how Little Kim was. And I'm gonna admit to this, right? Little Kim came in at like number 92 or 94 on this list. It was really low on the list. And congratulations for her for even making it. I was looking to see, like, are they gonna put Foxy Brown here? But then I think about, like, throughout the 2000s, it was just like, she had that hearing loss in the early 2000s, and she had been really inactive, so I'm pretty sure that played a role in regards to her being on this list. But nonetheless, Foxy Brown, no matter if she's on this list or not, that's my favorite female rapper amongst all of them. So shout out to Foxy Brown. She's always gonna show her love. Little Kim deserved to be over Iggy Azalea, Eve, Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo. How Lizzo make the list and Foxy Brown not? Y'all taking Lizzo serious as a rapper? I would have rather than put Doja at the bottom and put Little Kim up a little more. How you gonna put Lizzo? Y'all counting Lizzo? Wow. That's crazy. So listen, potent, pondering, never pandering, never what? Panhandling. I really want your comments below. Let me know what you think about Kanye West and accusing Kim Kardashian of SCX trafficking the kids and all that. That's just messy, mixy, crazy. Kanye, I feel like he's going to continue to do this until they ban his account. He deleted those tweets too. So, probably for legal purposes, he deleted those tweets. But Kim is coming for him. I guarantee you she coming for him. Let me know also what you think about the Donald Trump segregation and the federal contracted businesses. They have the right to say no blacks if they want to, but I can imagine if they do that, that's going to cause issues. People are going to expose them. We live in a day of social media. People with their cell phones make you well known for the hate. So that's going to be interesting. And also, let me know what you thought about Billboard's 21st century top female artists. Let me know, were you satisfied with this list? Let me know what you think about Lizzo being number 5 on the list. I would have rather seen somebody else on there, honestly. Like, they could have put someone else on there, but they take Lizzo as a rapper because she says she is. I never heard a hot rhyme from her at all, and I don't think that Little Kim deserves to be under Cardi at all. So listen, get in the comments, let me know what you think. Support the channel. The Cash App is in the description and also in the comments. Peace. I'ma holla at y'all.